Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to some fun 7 a.m. yoga action here. If you can please get your yoga mat set up, come join the fun. The props that we'll need are just going to be two blocks, a strap, and a blanket if you would like that for some additional comfort. If we need to pat it underneath their knees, underneath their spine. Good morning, buddy. And just for all that good stuff, more for comfort. Yeah. So today's Thursday, and on Thursdays we take things a little slower, especially at nighttime. But still trying to keep just as active in the morning. So we're still going to be working with some core exercises today, like we've been doing this week, except a lot of the core exercises that we're going to do is balancing and then more internally into our lower core. So working with our hips, finding some exercises to strengthen and condition our inner our inner hip muscles. I'm sorry, he's being goofy. But yeah, all that good stuff. So once you go ahead and find your props, create a comfortable spot for you here. And if you'd like to play your own music today, you can go ahead and do so. So in the beginning of class, you can either grab a block or you can grab your blanket. And either way, you can stick it underneath your sitting area, nice and comfortable here. Yeah. So just allowing our lower spine to have a little bit of elevation, help keeping our posture nice and straight. You can then go ahead, start to roll the shoulders back. And from your navel point, let's grow 2 inches taller. Good. So we're nice and strong here. Maybe finding a little bit of that core activation. Good. Maybe placing the right hand onto the stomach and your left hand onto the spine. So if you start to feel that you have a bit of roundness coming forward, why don't we take that core in to straighten out the spine? Or if you feel like your spine is going back, engage the core and bring the spine inward. So we're finding a straighter lower spine here, lifting up through the chest, keeping the 2 inches here. And keeping our left hand onto our spine and our right hand onto our stomach. The word that we kind of repeated this week is using our Ujjayi breath. It's a very important breath for when you work with either core poses or balancing poses and anything that is meant to keep you strong and stable, because working more breathing with your diaphragm helps us keep our posture into place, especially our stabilizer muscles, so that, we're not toppling all over the place. So with our Ujjayi breath, we're going to take a deep inhale through the nose. And as we exhale, we're going to clear through the throat. Inhale through the nose. Bring your diaphragm up your lungs here, or I should say, up into your rib cage. And then as we engage the core a little bit and exhale through the throat, you can still feel a little bit of that tone, that activation into the lower abs. Still keeping your spine straight, not losing any of our posture. And take about 2 more breaths. Wonderful. Let's take our hands out by our hips, palms facing forward. Let's go ahead and take 3 sun breaths using the Ujjayi breath. So inhale, rise. Arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Flip the palms down and exhale. Release with your ujjayi. Good. Flip the palms and let us move inward more from our chest or pec out into our arms. So it's more of a load and not just a light lift through the arms. So as we inhale, nice and stretch from the chest. Inhale through the nose. Flipping the palms, exhale. That ujjayi breath, and we're going to do this one more time. Good. And let's keep our right hand onto the ground. Inhale, rise, left arm towards the ceiling. Getting a nice gentle side bend for the morning. Side bends are pretty important when you incorporate them into working with stabilizing or balancing poses. We're opening up more through the lower side body, especially through the like the tight obliques. Tight lats, allowing us to open up more into the spine and the muscles that surround it. Good. Inhale, rise, both arms towards the ceiling, and then lower the left. Inhale, move over towards the left side. Good. Maybe the bicep is alongside the face, maybe the chest is a little forward here, and also possibly finding a little lift into the right rib cage here. You can create a bend into your left arm if you wish. Chest forward and not inward. And then inhale, rise. Both arms towards the ceiling and then palms together into the heart center. Since most of us are either on a block or on a blanket, if you have your additional block, you can take it and place it behind you at this time. As we twist, we are going to use this as a platform to place our hand. So from here, bring the arms back out to the sides and inhale, rise with your sun breath. Good. And as your arms up towards the ceiling, lift them through the chest, 2 inches from the navel, and then inhale, twist over to the right side, gently placing the left hand onto the thigh, right arm behind, grabbing onto the block. Good. Keeping that nice proud chest as we twist, so if it's caving in, bring it out, as well as lifting it up towards the ceiling here. You're welcome to stay in this position, or if you would like, you can move the eye gaze over the left shoulder to get a little bit more into the neck. Shoulders still away from the ears here. Wonderful. Very gently, inhale, rise, bringing the arms back up towards the ceiling for about a breath. Lift up through the navel. And then as we inhale, we're going to twist over to the left side. Right hand onto the thigh, left arm behind onto the block. Keep that chest lifted towards the ceiling and slightly forward. You notice through each exhalation that we might go a little bit deeper to the left side here. You're more than welcome to bring your eye gaze over the right shoulder. Good. And then you can very slowly just release. And then with the block still behind your spine, we're going to go ahead and we're going to tilt our pelvic forward here, creating a little micro bend into the lower spine, lift up through the chest. And as we find this lift, the block should be hamburger style here. You bring it behind your spine, rotate the shoulders back and lift your chest up towards the ceiling here for a very minimal back bend and chest opening. Good. So as we encourage our core to be stacked right above the pelvic, we're going to bring the chest up towards the ceiling. And maybe take your eye gaze up towards the ceiling as well. Count 3 more breaths. Nice. And then we're going to bring the palms up, slowly inhale, reach straight through the spine, and we're going to exhale, hip hinge, forward fold, hands onto the ground or dog, if there's a dog in front of you. Hi, guy. There you go. You so good. Nice. Take 2 more breaths. Good. And then place the hands onto the ground with your right arm, bring it up towards the ceiling. And then as we exhale, we're going to thread the needle, but keep our eye gaze forward here, left arm forward, just stretching through the low spine as well as through the right arm here. Good. So don't place a lot of pressure onto the right arm. Like don't put on like any dead weight. Just have that support with your left palm onto the floor while gently guiding the right arm towards the ground. Eye gaze is forward. 3 more breaths. Nice, slowly release. Coming back into your seating area, and then with your seat area, we're gonna flip the leg that usually is on the bottom when you are in your cross-legged position. Why don't we bring it on top? So my right leg is on the bottom, now it's on top. Bring your arms back up towards the ceiling and exhale, hip hinge, forward fold. Here it might be feel a little tighter into the opposing hip. Take 3 breaths. And then you're going to take your left arm towards the ceiling. And you're going to exhale, thread the needle with the right arm forward. When you find that comfortable position, take 3 breaths. Wonderful. Let's release the arms, walk back, and why don't we get a little movement here? So let's find ourselves onto a tabletop position. Oh, here he's being extra cute today. Means he wants something. Good. So as soon as you find yourself into a tabletop position, make sure that we're bringing enough space to move for our spine. So knees right above the hips. And then let's take the arms underneath the shoulders here. Good. Lift up the shoulders towards the ceiling. We're staying straight into our spine, but we're bringing the chest inward towards our shoulders here. And bringing the core inward, slowly coming into a cat position. Moving more with the shoulders towards the ceiling than just the spine itself. Good. Then inhale, gently bring the chest down, shoulders back into the girdle, chest forward into your cow position. Exhale, bring the shoulders up first, and then the core to bend into your cat. 3 more times. Good. And then after a few cat-cows here, why don't we go ahead and place our forearms onto the mat. And then we're going to go ahead and bring our legs to the back, coming into a forearm plank. Good. Pants are kind of baggy here, but my thighs are up. My legs are straight. Good. And we should bring your shoulders just above our elbows. If it's a little comfortable, you can go slightly off towards the back of the room. But let's encourage directly above here. That's where we're going to get our strength. Good. We're going to find that core engagement. Squeeze through the glutes. You can even clasp your fists together here. Good. Bring the chest in towards the shoulders. Nice. As we bring our feet together, slowly inhale, dip the hips over to the left, keep the spine straight. Good. Exhale, bring back to the center. Inhale, dip over to the right. Exhale, bring back to the center. 4 more times on each side. Use the Ujjayi breath. Help keep yourself nice and stabilized. Knees to the ground, extended puppy pose. Tailbone towards the ceiling, chest towards the ground. 2 more breaths. Good. Come back onto the forearms here. Come back onto the feet. Roll up the outer edge of the right foot. With the right hand, keep it either towards the front of the mat here, or if you wanted to kind of bring it to the side, parallel to the mat, you can go ahead and do so as well for a forearm side plank. Whatever is most comfortable for you. And we're going to take our left arm towards the ceiling here, either straight or you can bring it into a cactus, elbow directly above the shoulder. Good. Engage through the core. 5 breaths here. Keep those hips lifted. Keep the feet pressing against one another. And after the 5 breaths, very gently come into your forearm plank. Bring the hips up, feet down, dolphin plank. Forearms are pressing into the mat. Bringing the chest near your feet, hollow out through the lower spine, tailbone up towards the ceiling. If you wanted to pedal out through the feet as well, more than welcome to do so. Walk back into your plank. Going on to the left side, bring the left arm in or towards the front of the mat. Good. Shoulder right above the left elbow here. Lifting up through the hips. Core is engaged, chest is open. As soon as you find yourself stable, you can bring your right arm towards the ceiling. Either up or the cactus. 5 breaths. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the glutes, engage the core. After your 5 breaths, very gently come back into your dolphin plank. Tailbone up towards the ceiling. Chest in between the shoulders. Hips up. Good. And then drop the knees. Hips right above the knees. Chest down. Extended puppy pose. flat palms. From here, come into your downward facing dog. Pedal out through each foot. And from here, around through the shoulder, come into plank. In your plank, chaturanga. Inhale, plank, downward facing dog. Let's do that 2 more times here. Inhale, round through the shoulders, come into plank, hold the plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, plank. Take your time here. Inhale, round through the shoulders, plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Downward facing dog. 1 more time, round through the shoulders. Chaturanga. All the way to the ground. And inhale, rise into cobra. Exhale, release. Curl the toes onto the knees, child's pose. Your arms a little bit of a break here. Bring the palms up towards the ceiling if you need to. Maybe do some rest therapy here. You can also create a dolphin fin right above the head here. Good. Let's go ahead. Find yourselves back into our plank position. Core is engaged. Good. From here, right leg lift towards the back of the room. 3 more breaths. And then we're going to lift it all the way up, send the hips back into 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, inhale, knee to nose center. Release into plank. Inhale, left leg rises towards the back of the room. 3 breaths. Downward facing, 3-legged dog, I should say. Left leg rises. Bend the knee, inhale, knee to nose. Release into plank. Drop the knees down. And come up into, or onto your butt here. Good. Nice. As we come into our seated area, let's go ahead and make sure that we have straps by the sides here. Good. We're going to go ahead and straighten our legs. Grab a strap, place it around the ankle bones here. Coming to Paschimottanasana, forward fold. So as we go ahead and find our straight spine here, rotating the shoulders to the back, spine is straight, strap onto the heel. You're going to very gently come forward into a forward fold, and where you can start to feel your spine start to round. You can go ahead and allow yourself to stay in that position so that we can still have that straightish spine. As you bring your chest forward, as you're hip hinging, inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. You'll notice that each breath, you want to go a little further into your forward fold. Good. And then if your hamstrings are extremely tight today, you are more than welcome to create a bend to help guide your chest towards the legs, and then maybe slowly walk the heels out instead. Three more breaths. Good. Exhale, slowly release. Good. Let's go ahead We're going to place our blocks right by your hips, and if it's easier for you here, you can find yourself, your spine onto a wall. So it's definitely your choice, either yourself hovering or finding yourself near a wall to give you a little bit of support here. We're going to take our feet forward. Shoulders are going to rotate towards the back of the room. The core is going to be engaged. Pressing the hand into the block, point the toes forward. Inhale, rise, right leg up towards the ceiling. Good. Exhale, release. Gauge the core, inhale, left leg towards the ceiling. Good. Exhale, release. You go ahead and repeat this 5 more times on each side. Good. Take it nice and slow. Very gently lift. And very gently lower, making sure that the chest is forward. Spine is nice and straight. And after 5, arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hip hinge, forward fold. Paschimottanasana. You can bend knees if that feels more comfortable for your spine here today. Now we go back into our staff position here. And this one is going to be a little tricky. Now we'll rotate our shoulders into the girdle. The back is nice and straight. So either placement onto the wall or just hands onto the block here. We're going to go ahead and engage the core. Toes are forward. And then we're going to inhale or hands forward too. If that works better. Hands be by the hips or blocks by the knees. Both of them work great. You can inhale, rise. Both legs up towards the ceiling. 5 breaths. Lower, exhale, forward fold. Ooh, now that one is a 5 burner. Go ahead and shake out the knees here. Good. Now we go ahead and if you're not in the center of the mat, go ahead and find yourself back to the center. Good. And we're going to go ahead and come onto our spine here. And making sure that the strap is still nearby. Good. Because we're going to keep the left knee onto, or left foot onto the ground. Inhale, bring the right knee in. Good. Now, as we bring the right knee in, you can go ahead and create some circulations here. Spine stays onto the ground. Good. Moving more with the rotation of your hip muscles here instead of just with your hands. Okay. Good. And so then from here, we're going to go ahead, place the right foot on top of the left thigh. Good. And then we're going to inhale, rise the left leg. Shin is parallel. Good. Maybe roll up the left ankle here, but making sure that the right foot is flexed and the right knee is actively away from the body. You can thread the needle and lift up the left leg, stretch out to the hamstring, toes either pointed towards the ceiling or back towards the mat. Nice. Hands are going to be right next to the hips here, shoulders underneath the spine. Inhale, slowly bring the left foot towards the mat. Exhale, release. Inhale, slow. Exhale, release. 3 more times for a total of 5. And then once you have done your 5, bend through the knee, place the foot onto the ground. And then from here, I'm going to inhale, bring the hips up towards the ceiling, into a figure 4 bridge. You can clamshell your hands underneath your hips if you would like. And then 5 times, inhale, slowly dip the hip. If it touches your hand, exhale, bring it back into the center. Inhale, slow dip. Exhale, back to the center. 5 more times, or excuse me, 3 more times. Lower the hips all the way. Straighten up through the left leg. Good. Palms out to the T. Bring the left hip underneath the right. Twist, supine twist. Right knee towards the left side. Eye gaze over the right shoulder. Shoulders are locked onto the mat. Good. Let's slowly bring the hips back to the center. And we're going to bring the left knee in this time. And go ahead and create the rotations for the left knee. And reverse the rotation as well. Good. And then we're going to gently place the left knee onto the right hip, bring that knee out. Good. Hands onto the mat, and then inhale. Right shin parallel to the mat here. Left knee is still being pushed away. When you're ready, you can thread the needle, straighten out the right leg. Either toes pointed towards the ceiling or towards the back of the mat here. Good. A couple more breaths. You take the hands by the hips. 5 times. Inhale, slowly bring the right leg, hover just below the ground. Exhale, bring it back towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more times. And then once you have done your 3, you can rebend through the right foot, place it onto the mat. Hands by the hips, come into your bridge pose. Inhale, figure 4 bridge. Good. Left knee is still pulling away, so squaring through the hips. Good. As we're here on our bridge, 5 times. Inhale, hover the hips towards the ground. And exhale, back into bridge. Inhale towards the ground. Exhale. Bridge 3 more times. So then after you've done your 5, slowly bring the hips to the ground. Straighten out through the right leg. Bring the hips over to the left side. Palms out to the T or cactus. Inhale. Bring the left knee over towards the right side. I gaze over the left shoulder. And we're going to slowly release. Put yourself back into the center. Sway your hips side to side. Good. Then we're going to go ahead and come up onto your hands and knees. Keep the seat onto the ground here. Rotate the shoulders back. The chest is lifted. As you lift here through the chest, why don't we go ahead and inhale, rise through the hips as well, coming into an inverted tabletop position. Good. So opening up through the chest. Use that Ujjayi breath to keep you stable here. Plant the right foot into the ground. Inhale, rise, left leg up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee and place it right onto the right hip or the right thigh here. Nice. And then 5 times do the dips again. Inhale, dip the hips towards the ground. Keep the chest lifted. And then exhale, hike. Inhale, hips towards the ground, chest lifted. Exhale, hike. 3 more times. And then with the last time, bring the hips to the ground. Good. Nice. And then from here, straighten out the right leg, lift up the left knee. Inhale, rise, right arm towards the ceiling. Hinge it onto the left thigh. Twist over, eye gaze over the left shoulder. And exhale, release. Go ahead, unhinge the legs. We back into that tabletop position, so bring your shoulders back, chest is lifted. Good. Inhale, come up into that inverted tabletop. This time, right leg up towards the ceiling. Bend it onto your left thigh here. Couple breaths. Then 5 times, inhale, hips lower, chest lifted. Exhale, release. 4 more times for total 5. Last one, inhale, hips to the ground, straighten out through the left leg, right knee lifted, chest up, Rise, left arm towards the ceiling, hinge onto the right thigh, and twist. Wonderful. Come back, straighten through the legs. Paschimottanasana, forward fold, either grabbing onto the feet or onto the shins. Nice and passive here, chest forward. Nice. And then slowly come up onto your spine. Let's see, we are nearing the end of class here today. So why don't we go ahead and find ourselves into a happy baby pose. Hips are onto the ground, knees are in towards the armpits here. Tail going down. Rocking side to side. And when you're ready, you bring your feet together. Inhale, bring your arms above over your head, legs towards the front of the room. Taking a deep inhale, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Very slowly coming to a comfortable position for your Shavasana. Enjoy the next few moments here with your breath. As we're lying here in Shavasana, I picked a quote for today's practice by Oliver Wendell Holmes, that a mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions. You're more than welcome to stay in your Shavasana if you wish. But for those who would like to carry on with your day, you can start to bring awareness back into your body by finding micro movements from your toes, your ankles, fingers, and your wrists. Very gently bringing your arms above overhead, toes to the front of the mat. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Rebend through the knees. Bring it to the side and very gently find yourself into a comfortable seated position. And you can take the palms to the heart center and take a bow for yourself and for your climbing neighbors who have shared this virtual space with us today. I hope that peace and health sticks with you for the rest of your day. And namaste. Thanks for having fun in our 7 a.m. class. See you later. Bye.